Get inked with Warm Art Tattoo and Body Piercing and 1031 The Edge. Hey, it's Broc inviting you to follow the journey as the Doc and I get inked by the finest artists in the Valley. We're going to take you through the process step by step from start to finish. Day number 1, the consult. So I'm on my way to Warm Art Tattoo and Body Piercing. Dr. Nick and I have been visiting with Rod and Lori Kinney, the folks who own the place, for a few months now, about what is about to happen. Now, for years, I have wanted to add on to the tattoo that I have on my arm. On my forearm, I have a band of stars, which was always intended as the beginning of what would eventually be a galaxy that goes all the way up my arm, each one of the planets symbolic of somebody in my radio past who has helped get me to where I am today. I've been in the business for 18 years? 17 or 18 years. I started in 2000, so yeah, 17 years. And through that, there have been a lot of people who have helped move me along to the next chapter. And so for each one of the planets, and there are 7, they will be representative of one of the radio people in my world who helped me advance my career. Starting with my very first program director, Mark McKenzie. He wore more hair gel than me, if you could imagine that. Each planet will incorporate some feature of each one of these radio people. And so on Mark's planet, I want Amanda to somehow incorporate hair gel. And then we have Dave Reed, who was my very first operations manager. And I can't remember why. He used to refer to me as AK-47. I think it was because I cut this spoof ad one time about, you know, those hard sell commercials where it's blah, 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 this is happening right now, blah, blah, blah. AK-47. So his planet will incorporate an assault rifle somehow. And then we have Kurt Cruiser, who was my first program director here in Idaho. He was programming 99.9 The Buzz at the time. He was the guy who hired me out from North Dakota. And there was one night that he and myself and a few of our friends were all out, Sherry's, having a late night fourth meal, whatever you want to call it, after a night of heavy drinking. And it was around Halloween. He was telling us what he was going to be for Halloween. He wanted to dress up as Johnny Damon. But instead of telling us that he was dressing up as Johnny Damon, he said, dude, I know what I'm going to be for Halloween. I said, what? I'm going to dress up as Jesus. And we're like, what in the hell are you talking about? And so when the waitress came to the table, she said, can I help you guys? And he said, yes, I would like to bless this table with a fish and a loaf of bread. And of course, we lost it. So his planet will have somehow a fish and a loaf of bread. Oh, Jason Rockefeller was another guy going back a few years. Rockefeller I worked with in North Dakota as well. He was the first guy who really helped me understand the theater of the mind that radio can be. We were supposed to be out at a broadcast in a barnyard, and we were late. And why we were going to a barnyard is a long story I'll save for another day. But we were late, so we went into the production room and recorded our fake broadcast from the barnyard. He grabs this sound effect CD, and so you got chickens clucking behind us and cows mooing, and it was ridiculous. So somehow I want his planet to incorporate a barn or a barnyard or something like that. So anyway, after Kurt Cruiser, and through all of this, I've got Scott Free, who was my radio mentor. He's dead now.
K alert.
He was a chronic pain patient, and ultimately it was the drugs that took his life. He was tired of living. He swallowed his whole bottle of pills. But this guy taught me more about radio than anybody ever could. We, instead of getting laid back in the day, we would geek out, with radio stories and radio creations and stuff in the middle of the night through AOL Instant Messenger. And so his planet will somehow incorporate like a bottle of pills or something like that. And then finally we have Kim Lee, the guy who has been putting food on my table for the last 13 years, the guy who owns 1031 The Edge, who owns 99.9, which was then The Buzz, now Hot 100. The guy is a snappy dresser and he likes nice cars. So as I get out of my car and meet up with Dr. Nick, who is right here on the sidewalk, it's going to be a fun time. I'm excited to see what Amanda comes up with, because I haven't really sketched anything. I just kind of wrote all of that stuff down on a sheet of paper, and so we're going to let her go to work on it. at the lovely Walmart Tattoo on 2nd Avenue South in Maine. Here's Dr. Nick. I believe you were irresponsibly recording a video as you were driving as well.
Yes, I absolutely was.
Good,
absolutely.
good.
At least I wasn't driving like a tweaker.
I don't drive like a tweaker.
You drive like a tweaker. So, I was told once, if you're going to get a tattoo, make sure it's going to mean something to you forever, because it's going to be there forever. And I've taken that to heart very much so. And the tattoos that I have do mean something. Both of my legs, I have stuff on my right and left calf, and they're both references to my daughters. 2 legs, 2 kids. On my left shoulder, I have my band's logo. On my right arm, my right shoulder, I have/had a tribute tattoo to my brother who passed away in 2004, my little brother Nathan. And unfortunately, that one hasn't really lasted very long. I don't think it was done really well, and it's fading. And my wife's been on me forever. You got to do something with that. You got to do something with that. And she's right. I do. And it's time. So I'm going to go to Walmart Tattoo. Today is actually the consultation, and I decided, as long as I'm coming in to get some ink done, if I'm going to do my shoulder, I've wanted to start sleeves on both arms. And I've always wanted my right arm to be family, because that's where my brother's tribute piece was. And I want my left arm to be music, because that's where the band's logo is. And both things are very important to me. As a matter of fact, the most important things to me are family and music. So I'm going to make it forever. I guess we'll see how this goes. Today is the first consultation. He's got some ideas for my shoulder and for the start of my music sleeve. So we'll go and get to work. I'm looking forward to it. Off to see Josh.
Cool. All right, so I explained this to you a little bit already. Mm-hmm. I want to do, and this is my fantastic artwork. I'm terrible at it.
It's okay.
So each one of these people has been influential in my radio past. And so there's a memory that I have of each one of them that was from a specific time where we were hanging out or broadcasting or something that happened. And I want the planet to somehow incorporate whatever that memory is. So,
Okay.
for example, like Jason Rockefeller, my favorite memory of me and him was when we were headed out to this barnyard. We were supposed to go broadcast live at this barnyard. We were both running late. I think he was on the air and I was in production or something like that. And I had never used sound effects behind like a fake live broadcast before. And so he takes me into the production room. He says, well, what you need to do is just find a CD on the shelf that has some barnyard effects. And so I found a CD that had like chickens and cows and things like that. And we put it in, and then he starts rambling over the top of all of these fake animals about how he's live at his barnyard when he wasn't there at all. And so he kind of taught me that theater of the mind is every bit as much a part of this job as anything else. And so for his, I want some like maybe a barn or a barnyard or barn animals. And I'm leaving the creative end of this up to you. I think if you do what you do best, instead of me saying, well, this is what I want and here's where I want it, it'll turn out way cooler.
Okay.
So each one of these guys has a similar story. Is it possible to come up from the stars that I have on my arm now and do 7 different planets? Is there room for that, or
There is. It should be fine.
And then for this blank space, can you fill it in with like kind of like a galaxy, like Milky Way, like little stars and stuff? And I should have found an example online so you know exactly what
That's
I'm
okay.
talking about.
And do you want it colorful?
Yeah.
What color?
Yeah. Red, black, blue, green. I mean, it's colors, I guess.
Okay. And this is starting down here, correct?
Yeah. Jack it off. I'll show you where that's at. And then I have this little dude up here that I don't know how we can tie him into it, but this is where the stars start. So we go up from here, and then this guy is right up here.
Okay.
And if you could touch the stars and this guy up while we're doing it, that would be awesome.
No problem.
This one, the guy did it, and he came back to me 6 months later, and he says, "How does it look?" And I said, "It looks all right." He says, well, I think the ink was frozen when I tattooed you, so it's probably not going to look real great. So I never went and got that touched up. So if you could touch that up, and then the stars have just been there for 12 years. There's a couple little spots there that...
Yeah, we'll redo all that. It's no problem. And
So-
you want all of them to be a planet, but also a planet shaped into a memory.
Yeah, and it doesn't have, like, you could do like a circle planet and like build a barn into it, or just make the planet the barn with like a Saturn ring around it, or I'm up for
Okay.
anything.
That sounds fun.
I want every bit as much of your creativity in this as my brainchild.
Do
So
you want to go inside the arm here?
yeah, if I can go like all the way around, that would be awesome.
Okay.
And this is a bitch, if I remember right. Is this really painful right down here?
It's not too bad there, it's the fat. It's this part.
Back here? Okay. Because I know here there was one part that just hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, towards the elbow hurts.
Yeah. But yeah, that's okay.
No problem. We'll get that going.
And so, new school, is that what you called that? I keep forgetting.
The
name.
style is new school.
Yeah, the style, new school.
It's very cartoony and bright and bold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be perfect for that, especially with a lot of color.
So, do you need anything else for me? Or just kind of give me a
Beautiful. Like I said, I don't mind. I'll give you an idea, but you're the artist, man. I want you to daydream on my arm. That's what it's about. That's the magic. Beautiful. We'll let you guys do this.
He's busy. He doesn't have time to talk to me. They don't even know who I am, nor do they care, nor should they care.